This is Iran, one of the world's oldest civilizations. For the past 500 years, Iran has existed on the world map with its current borders. And throughout history, it has confronted almost every major superpower, whether it was the Romans, Arabs, Mongols, Turks, Russians, or the British. Every superpower has tried to conquer Iran, primarily because Iran sits at the crossroads of the world. It connects three continents: Europe, Africa, and Asia. Today, Iran shares borders with 7 countries: Pakistan, Afghanistan, and Turkmenistan to the east, and Iraq, Turkey, Armenia, and Azerbaijan to the west. Additionally, Iran has access to 3 bodies of water: the Caspian Sea in the north, and the Persian Gulf and Gulf of Oman to the south. To the south of Iran lies one of the most critical and dangerous points in the world, the Strait of Hormuz, through which 20% of the world's oil and gas supply passes. The 7 islands near the Strait of Hormuz have been under Iranian control since the 1970s, though they were previously controlled by the UAE. Similarly, in the Caspian Sea, Iran controls the Ashuradeh Island. For the past 40 years, Iran has been a significant concern for the Western world. But why is it that despite the powerful armies and economies of the West, no Western country has been able to successfully invade Iran? The answer is simple: a direct attack on Iran could backfire significantly. One of the main reasons for Iran's unconquerability is its geography. Iran's geography, history, and proxy wars have made it a powerful nation. To understand this, let's first examine its geography. On Iran's southern and western sides lies the Zagros mountain range, which provides a formidable natural protection. These mountains stretch from Iran's coastline up to Iraq and Turkey. The rugged terrain is incredibly difficult to cross. These mountains played a critical role in the Iran-Iraq War of 1980. Iraq invaded Iran with the support of Arab nations, fearing the spread of the Iranian Revolution. Yet, despite their best efforts, Iraqi forces could only reach Khuzestan after 2 years. They attempted to cross the Zagros Mountains and invade Iran, but failed. Eventually, Iran pushed back the Iraqi forces deep into Iraq. However, Iran faced its own challenges. While the Iraqi army could easily receive supplies, the Iranian army found it difficult because its depots and cities were located on the other side of the Zagros Mountains. After 8 years of fighting, the war ended without either side gaining any ground, and the borders remained unchanged. Similarly, on the northern side of Iran, the Alborz mountain range along the Caspian Sea provides protection. These mountains not only protect Iran, but also contain significant natural resources, such as uranium, silver, gold, and zinc. Iran has the largest zinc reserves in the world. In the 20th century, Iran's geography became even more advantageous with the discovery of vast oil and gas reserves near the Persian Gulf. Today, Iran holds 10% of the world's oil reserves and 15% of its natural gas reserves. Another protective factor for Iran is its 2 500-kilometer-long coastline, which stretches between 2 seas. Iran's largest seaport, Bandar Abbas, is just 70 kilometers away from the world's most strategic choke point, the Strait of Hormuz. This choke point is Iran's biggest geopolitical leverage. If Iran were to block this point with its navy, the global economy would collapse because 15% of the world's energy supply passes through this strait. Even if an invader managed to cross Iran's coastline and mountain ranges, they would face another significant barrier: the Dasht-e-Lut and Kavir deserts. The Lut Desert is known as the hottest place on Earth, with a record temperature of 70 degrees Celsius recorded in 2005. Iran's tough and abnormal geography has made it almost impossible to conquer. Today, what also makes Iran so powerful is its geopolitical strategy. Iran's population is around 90 million, 95% of whom are Shia Muslims, 2% Persians, 16% Azeris, 10% Kurds, and the remaining 12% are Baloch, Lurs, Arabs, and Turks. Before the 1989 Shia Revolution, Iran was a liberal country and a strong ally of the United States in the region. In fact, at that time, the US even supplied military jets to Iran. Interestingly, Iran had good relations with Israel before 1989. In 1938, Iran was the second largest Muslim-majority country to recognize Israel. However, after Imam Khomeini's rise to power, everything changed. Khomeini openly supported the Palestinians and declared Israel as Iran's #1 enemy. Diplomatic ties with Israel were severed, all flights to Israel were cancelled, and the Israeli embassy in Tehran was converted into the Palestinian embassy. As a result, Iran's relations with Israel and the United States deteriorated. This tension extended to the Arab states around Iran, as they feared that the ideology of the Shia revolution would spread to their kingdoms, threatening their rule. In 1980, several Arab states backed Saddam Hussein's invasion of Iran. At this point, Iran realized that to survive, it needed to spread its ideology to other countries. Although surrounded by hostile Arab nations, Iran developed a strategy to pose a threat to Israel. Iran began supporting anti-Israel and anti-Zionist groups like Hamas in Palestine, Hezbollah in Lebanon, Fatimiyun Brigade in Syria, al-Bada in Iraq, and Houthis in Yemen. This network is known as the Axis of Resistance, and through it, Iran exerts pressure on Israel and Arab nations to think twice before taking any action against it. For example, when Israel began bombing Gaza, Hezbollah fired missiles from Lebanon, and Yemeni Houthis targeted Israeli and American ships passing through the Red Sea with drones. Iran's proxy warfare strategy has made it a dangerous adversary. Speaking of warfare, Iran's drone technology must be mentioned. In January 2024, when Houthi forces repeatedly attacked passing containers with drones, France used a $1 million Aster-15 surface-to-air missile to shoot down a $20,000 Yemeni drone. These Yemeni drones are supplied by Iran, and Iran's drones have become so famous that even Russia uses them in its war against Ukraine. According to a 2022 report by US Central Command, Iran possesses the largest and most modern ballistic missile arsenal in the Middle East. Iran's missiles can hit targets up to 2,000 kilometers away. Despite Western sanctions and Iran's officially weak economy, it remains a country with significant potential, shrouded in uncertainty, whether it's about its nuclear program, its funding of proxy networks, or its missile technology. Many grey areas make Western countries hesitate to directly attack Iran. Consider this. Two of the world's most critical choke points, the Strait of Hormuz and Bab al-Mandeb, are within Iran's target range. This alone gives Iran tremendous geopolitical leverage. Moreover, Russia and China are unofficially backing Iran. Recently, when Hamas leader Ismail Haniyeh was assassinated in Iran, there were unconfirmed reports that Russian intelligence and military generals met with Iranian officials, promising full support if Iran retaliated against Israel. Following Haniyeh's assassination, questions have been raised about Iran's internal security, and there are signs of internal instability. How and when Iran will retaliate, and whether it can withstand a retaliatory strike from Israel or the US, remains to be seen. These are the sources we consulted for this video. See you in the next video with another interesting topic. Take care. If you have not seen this video yet, then watch it now. Subscribe to Knowledge with AI for more videos like this.